Today I wanted to talk about Artyom Manukyan, the guy that the Vancouver Canucks took in the 6th round of the 2018 NHL Entry Draft. And the title and everything, it's not clickbait, because Manukyan is literally the best MHL player ever, in that he got the most points in one MHL season in its all-time history. 105 points in 60 games played, playing for the Omski Yasterby in the league in 2017. And the timeline for Manukyan is quite weird, because as a player who is 5'7", 139 pounds is listed here on Elite Prospects, which is incredibly small, mind you, he was born in 1998 in June, so he was drafted in his Draft Plus 2 year. His historically great season was actually his Draft Plus 1 year, and nobody picked him up, most likely because of his size. But I wanted to take a look at some of the numbers here and just analyze the whole progression that he's been going through recently. And it starts off with his draft year, because in his draft year, 2016, he was playing with the same team in the MHL, yes, but in 42 games played, he had himself 28 total points and 11 goals. And with this stat line, he finished 23rd in U19 scoring that year. Seeing as that was his draft year, that's kind of a good reason for teams to have decided to not have picked him, because obviously as one of the not necessarily best U19 players in the league, he hasn't really shown any reasons to be picked. Other than, of course, his speed, his flashy skill set, and all that, but that's always been present. It's just that there wasn't really that much of an incentive to go after the player. So in his Draft Plus 1 year, wherein he had the A on his sweater, and he set all these records, he was first in the league, undisputably. First in the league in points, set an all-time record for the league in points, the only guy to ever reach 100 points. And I know I'm saying the word points a lot right now, but he got a lot of points, so that's basically all we gotta work with here. And if you take a look at the progression, his first year, aka his draft year, he grabbed himself 28 points for a .66 points per game. And in his second year, he grabbed himself 105 points for a whopping 1.75 points per game. That is a 262.5% increase in production from his draft year to his Draft Plus 1 year. Let's compare this to probably the only player in this scenario who actually works with this comparison because he didn't have immediate KHL time, Nikita Kucherov. You could say Kuznetsov, but he was splitting his time with the MHL with the KHL as well. It was kind of weird how his season was playing out, but let's go with Kucherov instead. In Nikita Kucherov's draft year, he had a 1.41 points per game. And in his Draft Plus 1 year in the same league, he had himself a 1.87 points per game. That is a 133% increase. And so obviously just looking at strictly these numbers, it is easy to see that Manukyan is on pace to being better than Kucherov. Obviously that's not going to happen, but that's what the numbers suggest here, which is why we have such an intriguing prospect and a player who didn't go in his Draft Plus 1 year after having that historic season. It's very interesting. And the Vancouver Canucks said that they drafted him because, they saw him at the World Juniors, he was really good, his skill is amazing and all that. His Draft Plus 2 year, which was this recent 2017-18, he played a whole bunch of games split between the KHL, the MHL, and different versions of Team Russia. He played in the World Juniors, yes, he only had 2 assists in 5 games. He played for other versions of the Russian U20 team, and he had himself quite a bit of success, but playing in the MHL, he had himself 12 points in 12 games and 8 total goals. 4 of those goals came in 1 game, which is available actually on YouTube, and he played in the KHL as well for the Avant-Garde Omsk, 24 games played and 2 total points. Definitely not as good as MHL production. So all that's left to do now is to see how exactly he's going to perform with the Avant-Garde in the KHL next season. He's been playing in the preseason games, and earlier on August 23rd, he already had 2 goals, so that's literally a match of his production in the KHL from last season. So, According to Cam Robinson, he says that his role will be greatly increased with the team this upcoming season, so we're going to be in a position to look and watch as his development prospers, and he's given opportunities that he never had before to succeed at the highest level of hockey in Russia. So that's Artem Manukyan, the best MHL player ever and Vancouver Canucks 6th round pick. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, at the Gaming, and bye.